The rise and fall of Canadian technology giant BlackBerry is a well-known story, but what you might not know is that it's actually clawing its way back into popular culture again with the release of a brand new device. I'm Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com, and this is it. It's the BlackBerry KEYone. It's BlackBerry's first new device in about 10 or 12 years that I've paid attention to, since I ditched my BlackBerry Curve about that long ago. So can this phone woo back business users and those for whom having the physical keyboard is a must-have? I received one of the new devices to test and review.
BlackBerry KEYone now uses Android's operating system to power the phone, and that's a big change from BlackBerries of old. Of course, the device has a prominent physical keyboard on the front of the phone, just like those old ones, but this time it's got a much larger and crisper 4.5-inch display.
Speaking of the screen, I had a rather unfortunate development as soon as I got the BlackBerry. As I was trying to pull it out of its case, I was trying to sort of lever it out, and I noticed the screen actually started to come away from the frame. And now it won't go back in, so there's kind of a gap between the screen and the device itself. Fortunately, BlackBerry was really responsive, and I had a brand new device on the way and received it within days.
That aside, there are some really great features to the BlackBerry. For starters, you can create shortcuts on the physical keyboard so that when you press a certain key, you can bring up things like your browser, contacts, or other apps. I liked using a long press on the E to bring up my email and a B for the browser window. The options here are endless.
One of the features I found insanely useful on the KEYone was the ability to use the physical keyboard as a trackpad. You can basically scroll through lengthy emails or long web pages without having to fuss. This feature was actually really intuitive and responsive.
Another unique feature is the BlackBerry Hub. The Hub puts all your messages, social alerts, notifications, and whatever you want into one spot so you can see everything at a glance. I eventually took my social feeds out of the Hub just because I found getting all of those alerts at once was a bit distracting.
The 3500 milliamp battery is one of the largest and most powerful ever put into a BlackBerry, or so I'm told. With a quick charge feature and a bunch of power management functions as well, this device should be able to last you more than a full workday. It's the kind of thing where you can get a whole day of use out of it, go to sleep, wake up, and it's probably still not going to need to be recharged yet. A 3500 milliamp battery should give you about 15 hours or so of general use and about 100 hours in standby, but it totally depends on what you're using your device for. If it's just sitting there doing nothing, you're obviously going to get a lot more battery life than if you're using it to shoot hours and hours of video.
I had a couple of viewer questions from my unboxing video that you can watch here on the channel, but Charles wanted to know if emails were stored locally on the device so that you could use it offline and still have access to them all. I reached out to my contacts at BlackBerry and they say the answer is yes. The other viewer question I had was about keyboards.
With the BlackBerry KEYone, there's also the option of a virtual keyboard in addition to the physical keyboard. Now, by the time you have those both on the front of the device, you can see there's not a ton of screen real estate left. So while yes, you can have the virtual typing experience, I'm not sure why you would with the BlackBerry KEYone.
One of the worst problems with BlackBerries back in the day was the terrible photo quality. BlackBerry paid attention to those complaints and has significantly upgraded the cameras on this device, at least since I last tried one. With an 8-megapixel front camera with a wide-angle lens and even a flash, it's vastly improved. The main rear camera is 12 megapixels with improved sensors to take better photos overall.
Dedicated Android users are going to fall into use of this device rather easily, but I think if you're migrating back to a BlackBerry from, say, an Apple device, the learning curve is going to be a bit steeper. You're probably going to need a few Google searches to help you find your way through this device, because I do have to say some of the functions on it are not super intuitive.
I really liked using the physical keyboard. Maybe that makes me old school, but I find it very easy to type quickly on it. The larger screen is definitely very clear and easy to read, and it's more in keeping with how today's devices are built. The camera is also vastly improved and is on par with many other devices when it comes to photo capability. No one carries cameras around anymore, so having a high-quality camera in your mobile device is just standard nowadays.
The BlackBerry KEYone sells for about $700 Canadian. Of course, depending on which cell phone plan you can get them for a lot cheaper and in some cases free. If you want to read the full review of the BlackBerry KEYone, it's on TechGadgetsCanada.com, and I've got a lot more details there than I can provide in a short video review. Please head over and check it out. Ask me any questions you have either there on the blog or below here in comments on the YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. It does help me keep making more videos that I hope you all can watch and enjoy. I'm Erin. Until the next time, find me on Twitter or Instagram at ErinLYYC.